Hi, welcome to our Vision Tour 2020 update. For those of you that I missed, the majority of you would have been our fantastic drivers. Apologies, you were out and about doing your jobs as our bus was in the branch and we were presenting to your colleagues. Hopefully this will give you a 7 or 8 minute insight into how extraordinary you've been and our recovery's been and how we've been as a team over the last 5 months. Since we closed the business way back in March. We really genuinely have been what I would call an extraordinary team. Our business recovery, I do believe, has been faster and stronger than the competition. And that's absolutely down to how you have performed and how we have collectively performed over the last 5 months. If we go back to March, we actually closed the business on March the 27th. I sent my first COVID email on the 4th of March, and that was really just a preemptive warning to say, look, this is coming around the corner. If anyone is ill, if you've got symptoms, please don't come in. And that seems like a lifetime ago now, but that was on the 4th of March. We formed a business continuity team, and it was always our intention that we would try and communicate as much as we possibly could to allay some of those fears about pay, about what happens in the event of somebody coming down with COVID-19, etc., etc. Like I say, we closed the business on the 27th of March. 91% were furloughed. There was 30 of us still working in a limited capacity, both operationally, but in the back office, in a significant capacity. We had all of the finance team working, and operationally, we were working very hard on what we called our version 1 safe operating procedures. We knew we were going to have to open fairly quickly, having closed, and obviously started very, very quickly on our safe operating procedures as to how we could do that. A big shout out to the finance team. The finance team did a fantastic job tightening our debtor procedures. Basically, what they did was they got very close to our customers and made sure that we got paid to a greater extent. We actually got 66% of what we were owed in April, and that, in no small part, set us off in terms of our recovery. So a fantastic job by the finance team. Equally by operations, we had 6 branches open by the 20th. We called them the Big Six. These were the big branches that could do essential deliveries, etc., and could also deliver on website promises. We opened our website on the 21st of April. It was probably one of the smartest things we did because that really gave us the ability to test out our safe operating procedures and make sure that we were COVID secure. Additionally, the great work from the finance team meant that we were cash flow positive, so we were able to very quickly make promises about paying 100% of salaries in April and also in May, and from that moment on there wasn't an issue. Jumping into May, within under 8 weeks, by the 22nd of May, we actually had 91% of our staff straight back into work, so we actually had a reversal of where we were less than 8 weeks earlier, which was great news. The recovery, by middle of May, we could really see that we were recovering. Our web sales did close to 1 year's turnover. And this was the catalyst that really gave us the confidence to say, look, this recovery is going to be better than we had anticipated. And it also allowed us to think about, well, should we take the opportunity right now to put some investment into our business? So with the recovery well underway, we decided that we were going to invest in our Surbiton branch that needed about £30,000 spent on it to redress the yard, knock some buildings down. But we couldn't have done that if it wasn't down to the extraordinary work and the recovery that we had put in place as the Alresford team. Jumping ahead into June, in terms of June was what I would call a pivotal month because the web sales had given us the confidence that we were able to take the lease on a new unit at Horsham branch. This was an opportunity that came at the wrong time in the middle of a pandemic, but we were still confident enough, given how well the recovery was shaping up, to invest in about £500,000 over a 6-year period, and that's in no small part down to how we were operating as a business. A slight negative was that as soon as we started to come back to work and operate, our costs jumped straight back to normal levels. That was expected, but it did mean that the pressure was on for us to perform back to pre-pandemic levels as quickly as possible. Throughout June, we transitioned from click and collect through the website to full walk-ins, and that was all credit to the branches and to the teams. And by the end of June, we had all the staff back in the business, and we were trading at around 94% of where we would have anticipated to have been, which again is a fantastic achievement. July was an enormous month. It was a 23-day trading month. And during July, we made some significant changes. We changed the management teams at nearly all of our Kent branches in North Kent. The same token, it was an interesting transition. We started to see our web sales diminish quite significantly, but we also saw our trade customers come back, and there's a lot of smaller projects going on. So our margin achievement, our margin percentage achievement on our sales was extremely strong, which really helped us. And like I say, July was a very large month. It was a large trading month, and that really gave us the confidence to realise that we could finish the year in a better position. By no means where we wanted to be, but it really put our recovery back on track. In addition, we started to see the bigger customers at Central Sales and Seco start to pick up, because they'd been very busy. Both Central Sales and Seco had been very busy up until this point, but we hadn't really seen the volume of trading come back in. By August, our web sales were 20% of where they were at the peak in May, but they were still double where they were pre-COVID. This led us to rethink our sales strategy, and as a result, we've now got a series of internal sales hubs and less external ASMs out on the road. We believe this is going to give us a far better opportunity to capitalise when we invest in our website over the forthcoming months. In addition, we started to see some serious supply chain issues. These have been building up through June and July, and we've still actually got them now, even coming into October, which is an interesting problem to have when we can't get hold of cladding and fencing materials in October. A good problem to have. We also looked at our safe operating procedures. We quickly went to safe operating procedures version 8, and we're actually, at the time of writing, on version 9, given the latest changes to legislation by the government on face masks. Going forward, looking at September through to the end of the year, there's some key areas we do really need to concentrate on. The first one, schools have come back, the trade's now returning, and we've got to maintain that margin legacy. We've got to focus on the new sales strategy, look at our cash flow and our stock controls. Also, there's a note of caution. We have to be careful of local lockdowns, and of course, Brexit is looming. Overall, though, I just want to explain, I hope I've explained to you the importance of what you've achieved, the incredible, extraordinary work that you've put in over the last 5 months. And we genuinely are what I would deem to be an extraordinary team. Thank you.